You want to be successful, but you don't know how. It's easy to get caught up in the day to day grind and not think about what we need to do for our future success. We're so focused on getting through the day that we forget about our goals and dreams. On today's episode, we will show you how to create your own battle plan for success by asking yourself three questions. What is my definition of success? Basically, what do you want? What do I need to change? Or what do I need to make it happen? And how will I know I have it? Or maybe how will we measure it? These questions seem simple, but they can make all the difference when it comes times for you to decide what direction your life should take. My name is Bruno, and this is the Battle Plan. Now, before we get started, if you want to see more of these kinds of videos or podcasts, please be sure to subscribe, give us a like, and leave a comment below. Now, it's true that we all want to be successful and feel like we are making progress towards our goal. But how can we do this? The answer is by taking the time to strategize. Everybody knows and understands the need for a business plan, but yet not everybody makes a plan for their own personal success. In order for us to create a battle plan for success, we need to ask ourselves, what is your definition of success? Because this will be different for everybody. Now, my favorite definition for success is the one by Ralph Waldo Emerson, where he defines success as to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a little better, whether by a healthy child or a garden patch, to know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is success. Now, it's important to take some time each week just for you and strategize about your life. In order to make sure you are making progress towards your goals, you need to evaluate yourself. If you feel like you are not making progress, why not? What do you need to change? What problems need to be solved? It's also important for us to take action on a daily basis, what I call the 2 millimeter shift, and become who we truly are. We also need to plan and ask ourselves, what steps will we take in order for us to reach success? Like before you go to bed each night, make sure you have a battle plan that will help you succeed the next day. As an example, what is a success plan? Well, a success plan is a document that outlines how you want to live. This means creating goals for all aspects of your life and finding out what steps it takes to achieve those goals. This may sound daunting, but it can be done. Anyone can create a success plan, but everyone has different priorities in their lives, which they need to take into consideration when they are creating their success plan. For example, someone with no children might prioritize their career over their relationships. In contrast, someone who has children might do the opposite, prioritizing relationships over career. For many, a success plan is about how to avoid any glitches in the process. But for those with more of an adventurous spirit, it can also be about what went wrong and how you then fix that problem. For some people, achieving their goals are simple. They take the high road until there's no way but up. Others sees life as one big challenge full of risky variables along each step on the journey to greatness. For these daring souls who want something different from society's definition of successful, looking at your problem when things go awry is not so much failure as it is simply reevaluating where you stand right now and figuring out new ways forward. The path less traveled may just lead you to a new kind of success. Now, how do we create your own success plan? Well, in order to create a success plan, we need to know what problems need to be solved. And like we mentioned earlier, what our definition of success is. We also need to know what needs to change in order to feel like we're making progress towards our goals. If you want to be more successful, consider breaking down your goals into mini steps. Break your plan into chunks that you can manage and then build on those steps one at a time. Look at the skills, qualities, or behaviors you need to learn in order to reach your goal. What do I need to improve? What are some of the things that will keep you motivated? How many steps should it take for you to accomplish a certain goal? Be specific and create a schedule for yourself. Don't wait to take action. Once you've created your plan, don't put it on the back burner or try to do it all at once. We want to make sure that we stay motivated with constant progress check ins so that we can see how far along we have come. Anything can happen, and even life gets in the way. We still need to prioritize what is important for us versus all of the other things that we have going on for in our day-to-day lives. Establish a time frame for each step. Most people who fail in their goals do so because they don't set deadlines, then just spend too much time on non-important tasks. The key is to establish a deadline for taking action by setting up a schedule for your plan. A good example of what not to do is people who say they're going to exercise every day for 30 minutes, but have no workout plans or timetable of when they're going to be working out. Once you've planned out your steps for achieving success, write it down in a place where you can see it every single day. This will keep you motivated and feeling like you're making progress. Now, a lot of people ask me, why is it important to have a success plan? Well, it's important to have a success plan because it will help guide you in the direction where you want to be. Without a plan, it's almost impossible to hit your goals because we always have so many things going on and sometimes don't even know what directions we're going in. Even when you do get started, it's hard to stay focused. And knowing that there are many other distractions that can take you away from your goals, so we really need to do our best to set up a plan and stick with it. Remember the quote, fail to plan, plan to fail. Now, what are some obstacles to achieving success? Now, a lot of people have things happen in their life that can hinder progress in the way of achieving success. You know, when you don't have enough room to store all of your stuff, too many goals can be a lot like that. This is why it's important to keep our goals realistic and not have too many of them going on at once. Because if we do get sidetracked by things that are out of our control, it's harder to stay on the train of thoughts that leads to success. A good way to think about it is having a balance between what we can control and what we can't. For example, let's say you're working on your goal to lose 20 pounds and you have a lot of other things going on in your life, such as school, work, or family, which will always get in the way. If this happens, then just be more realistic about your progress and schedule time for exercise that you know you can commit to. Just as an example, working out is a priority for me. So I had to schedule my gym time at 6 o'clock in the morning while everyone else was sleeping, just so I could get it in before my day started. Because experience has shown me that once people are up, whether that be family, clients, or friends, they will start hijacking my time. Now, breaking habits or changing behavior patterns is difficult, but not impossible. If you know that you need to change a specific behavior or a habit, for example, having more self-control, then you need to replace one habit with another. It's like when you have that old habit of eating junk food or fast food. You need to change this to a new habit, which is eating healthy foods and being active. Drawing on previous experiences can be a huge benefit in understanding and recognizing what obstacles or behaviors might get in the way of change. It's important to understand why we have this behavior, habit, or addiction in order to better deal with it. If you're having troubles breaking habits or changing behavior patterns, Then take a look at your past failures and ask why it happened. And if you can figure out what went wrong, then you can avoid repeating the same mistakes. It's important to write down in your success plan how you're going to overcome these obstacles and keep them in check so that we are not sidetracked by these behaviors or habits again. To overcome some obstacles before we feel like giving up, it's important to keep reminding ourselves why we want this change so much. To help with motivation, write down on a piece of paper your why and which are your reasons for wanting to change. And once again, look at it every day. Or maybe consider asking someone in your life to ask you what's important to you about the specific goal and why. Then schedule regular check ins with them. And this should keep you accountable and on track for your success. Another way to break through an obstacle is to make it a game or a challenge for yourself rather than something that seems impossible. Now, how do we measure progress? This is definitely a trick question because there are multiple ways to do this. It depends on what we feel like will help us stay motivated towards our goals. We need to take into consideration what works best for us, but there are a few options. We can have rewards. This could be positive effects on our moves, like going shopping, or negative effects, like if I don't do X, then I don't get Y. Another way would be to measure performance using a tracking system. This will help us see where we are now, what changes need to be made on a daily or weekly basis, and if they are working. This should also give us motivation to keep going because we can look at our progress and feel good about it. While on the topic of measurement, it would be a good idea to set goals for what we will measure. For example, if your goal is to get more clients, then you can measure by the numbers of clients you get or how much money is being brought in from these new clients. The more specific the goals are, less room for interpretation there will be. Now, how to develop the right mindset for success? In order to successfully create a battle plan for your own success, you need to develop the right mindset. This starts by creating a vision and setting goals. You could set SMART goals, which means they are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Or use the RPM method, which stands for results, purpose, and massive action plan. Basically, find a system that works for you. A simple search on the internet will give you thousands to choose from. It is also important to be confident in your abilities and surround yourself with positive people who will support you. Remember, you are the results of the 5 people you hang out with. Listening to inspirational music or reading about people who have achieved similar goals to yours, because we all know that success leaves clues, can also keep you on track so that you can stay motivated. The next step is to identify useful coping strategies that will help you get through the difficult times, such as creating an action plan of what you will do if things aren't going well. Okay, so let's recap here for a second. The battle plan for success is different for everyone. The key is creating a strategy that works for you. It starts with taking inventory of where we're at, who we want to become, find a few friends or mentors that have been there before, create an action plan if things go south, know how much time and effort this journey will require from us, and set SMART goals so that they can be measured and progress can be tracked. And most important of all, what will the end product look like when it's all said and done? Now, someone asked me once, can I really change my life? And my answer is yes. And I had to do so several times. It's funny how people think that we need to be born with natural talents or abilities and that it is impossible to reinvent ourselves unless we are one of the few blessed souls who are truly talented at something. No matter what your life circumstance might be, you can create a battle plan for your own success. In the book, The Art of War, written by Sun Tzu, there are tactics and principles that will help you win the war against procrastination. A few examples include work on something productive every day, never rest until the job is finished, change or modify plans if circumstances change. Don't allow the enemy to divert you from your appointed task or goal. And know yourself, but not just for what you're capable of doing. The most important of all is to be flexible. The bottom line is that you can write your own battle plan for success, but it's going to take time and dedication because nothing great comes easy. Remember, when times get tough, dig deep down and find your inner warrior, the one that knows what needs to be done despite the obstacles you might encounter. And most importantly, have fun and dream big. Just like Les Brown once said, people don't fail because they aim high and miss, but because they aim low and hit. Now, I'm inviting you to watch the next videos in our series on how to overcome the thing that is preventing you from being successful, overcoming procrastination. It will be helpful for anyone struggling with the compulsion to procrastinate or just looking for some inspiration on how to get more done. I'll cover how procrastination can sometimes be an indicator of deeper issues and give ways that have worked for me in overcoming this mental hurdle. Now, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please share, like, or comment below. My name is Bruno, and I hope to see you in our next episode of The Battle Plan, where we help people like you learn new skills and new ways of doing things so that you can be the best version of yourself without endless searching or second guessing. We do this via our podcasts, YouTube, blogs, and consulting programs. Have a great day and be blessed.